Hey everyone, this is Hollander Cooper.
And I'm Henry Gilbert.
And we're going to show you how to beat Deathstroke in Batman Arkham Origins, the boss that I'd say probably gave me the most trouble in the game.
Yeah, he was a pain in the butt at the start.
I feel like the game doesn't do a good job of telling you how you're supposed to fight him. So,
though it's a cool fight, I would say.
So, you see him, looks badass.
Good old Slade.
I like how Batman immediately just takes his sword.
Yeah,
you don't get this.
He doesn't want any preamble.
Yeah. So you're going to see the battle with him it's actually a pretty cool idea where they're just kind of going mano-a-mano fisticuffs.
And I thought Slade was going to be the villain of the game, like the main enemy of the whole game, because he was the central focus of the first trailer.
But nope, he is just a guy you fight. So
you fight him pretty early.
Yeah, so essentially, so what the game kind of does is you're going to have to do a lot of counters with him. But the game, in my opinion, makes it feel like you're not supposed to constantly attack him because this kind of stuff happens, and if you hit triangle too early, or if you hit counter too early, they don't show the counter button show up, so it just looks like a quick cutscene of him beating you up.
Yeah, you never know. And then also, like, there's continually, you get him to the edge, and it throws him back. Like, so it makes it hard to get a good combo going.
Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion in this one, because it makes, when you get too close to the wall, you're going to do a thing where you throw him behind him, which at first is going to make you think that's not what you're supposed to do. And if you just go all offensive, he's going to do things that you can counter, which at first makes you think that but it doesn't look like you can always counter them, but you can.
Well, then, like, 3 times in the fight, this happens, where he'll drop the bomb and then jump out, and then it's really just a mashing the button as fast as you can.
So these are what kind of screwed me up, because when I played through, if I hit triangle when it looked like, if you hit triangle like as soon as he swings before the counter button shows up, sometimes he just hits you in a quick cutscene.
Yeah.
But you do, it made me try to think maybe I just want to play defensively, but you want to go all offense on him.
Yeah, you gotta go overboard on the offense, but just be ready to counter, and counter a lot. Like that is what I died like 4 or 5 times on him, because I was just hitting counter too early. I wasn't waiting for the prompt.
Exactly. So what you want to do is essentially just go all out attacking him, but once this starts, you just have to just sit there and wait.
I did really like how many different animations they had for this fight. Oh, so he also has the grapple gun that you'll get right afterwards.
Yeah, but it's
again just counter.
And ignore the fact that it says quick. That's another thing that's confusing.
Oh yeah.
So when you do that, it's going to say quickfire batarang on the screen because because quickfire batarang shows up when he is going to be shooting at you.
Yeah.
But you have the explosive barrel being thrown at you at the same time. So if you try to quickfire batarang, you're actually going to end up getting screwed up. So it's just a bad button prompt that you should ignore unless he is aiming a gun at you. Because if you do it at the same time, you're actually just going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's a confusing prompt, and I also thought, like, when I did the quickfire batarang, it only worked once for me because you kind of start too far away from him.
Yeah. So when this happens, you actually want to counter it, and then you want to throw it at him, which is easy to do once you realize you're not supposed to quick fire the batarang.
And then you try to run a little closer and then get it. But
yeah, and don't worry about timing here. You can just pound on the button. It's pretty simple.
And it's just it's a very traditional boss fight in this kind of 3 stages thing, because first you knock off his mask, then you're going to break this, and
which is funny that it's weak enough that it's just like, I'm just going to break it over my knee with very little effort.
You figure that Slade would have better quality stuff than that.
Yeah. So, and this at this point, it's just full blown. They wanted to show a cutscene.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a QTE.
See, that was an example of you hit triangle too early, and you'll notice that it didn't even show up. So when I had that happen to me the first time, I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to attack him because it looks like there's no chance to counter it.
It was at this point, though, I thought they just didn't. They should have had more animations for counters. Like, a lot get repeated in this sequence.
It's just this scene over and over again.
Yeah, and you just kind of have to do it like about 8 times before you finally get to the last one.
I feel like they wanted to have it be a long battle of you countering, but they didn't want to make it one long battle, so they just repeated the same thing over and over again.
Over and over and over.
And
I do like that Batman headbutt. It's pretty cool.
Over and over again.
But I thought Slade comes in so early, which it works well as a surprise. Like, you're like, oh, whoa, Slade.
He's probably the biggest name of the assassins.
Yeah. Well, what, you never heard of Copperhead and Electrocutioner before?
Oh, no, I surprisingly
I feel like there's a
haven't.
video. If you want to know more about them, we got a video for that.
Oh,
Link
yeah.
on the video.
Maybe it'll even show up on screen while this takes forever because this battle takes forever
All
because
right,
it
so
just
here
is
we
nothing
go.
but counters. Hey, we can do this now.
A toss.
Yep. And then you run, and then
So
you
the
just...
quickfire, the quickfire batarang is a really cool thing. I like that a lot. Like, it's something I didn't do enough in combat.
Right. It's another one of the... I mean, it kind of gets buried under how many tools you have.
There's just so many tools. I always forget about just in combat the tools you can pull off, or the option you have open.
Right. I think this is the final...
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, just
Also,
smash.
he's using a sword. How come covering your ears is stopping him from killing?
Batman has some really strong gloves.
Yeah.
He doesn't go into battle. Wayne Tech knows how to build gloves.
I also like that you never actually get somebody to no health because you want to keep them alive.
That's true. Yeah, Batman don't kill, guys.
So the health bar is kind of meaningless in a way. So yeah, that's how you kill good old Slade.
Slade Wilson.
And if you're having problems on other bosses, be sure to check GamesRadar's YouTube channel. And if you want to watch more Batman videos, stay tuned on GamesRadar.com.